Hello, everyone, and welcome to my elevated lifestyle. I am your host, Amy Griffith, and I'm so glad that you guys are joining me today for this episode. I love this topic. We are diving into all things your cycle, your menstrual cycle, and your business. So, I did an episode a while ago around this topic, but recently I've just really gotten into it and am very consciously designing my days and my work and just my activities for my business around my cycle. And I feel like this is so liberating, so empowering if you don't know or track your cycle. Obviously, this is a episode for the gals specifically. If you guys don't track that and understand your own rhythm and menstrual cycle, that is going to be step one. And we're going to get into everything as to how you can best utilize tracking your cycle, working with your body, honoring your body and your hormones, and how you're feeling when your energy's high, when your energy's low. We are not like just by the book. We are not waking up every single day the same as the men and their testosterone, where they're just like, yep, and we're good to go, let's go. We're different, okay? And it was interesting. I had a total different topic planned for this episode where I was gonna speak around, social media and things like that. And that episode is coming, but it was just different. And I was just having a tough time with social media where I was just like, I just want to be off of social media. And those of you who also work on social media or are a content creator, that is your job. I use social media heavily to grow my network marketing business. And you have those times where you're just like, I would love nothing more and than to throw away my phone, delete all of my accounts, and just no one knows what I'm doing. No one knows where I am. And I was having that moment. And then I realized, oh, girl, you are 3 days away from your cycle starting. It happens every single time. Every single time I'm in my luteal phase and I am close to my period starting, I like get confused. You can start to feel a little bit low. You can start to feel a little confused. You can start to just have those sorts of thoughts and feelings. So if you guys feel that and you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, I always just have that moment every 28 days, right? Once a month where you're just like, oh, like you're just not feeling like yourself. That's what that is. And this is why it's important to track it so that when this is happening, you are not feeling like you need to rebrand your whole entire life or throw away your phone or completely like you just think you're losing it. You think you're having a personal life crisis. Chances are you're probably just a few days away from your period, so you just need to wait it out. And I posted this on social media as this was happening like last week, and so many people related. They were just like, "Oh, that's what's going on." Like they're just sharing all their crazy thoughts with me, and I'm like, "Yeah, we just get a little bit crazy, and that's okay." So, we're going to talk about that today and just really focus on working in alignment with your body. That's really what this is about, is helping yourself be better and working with yourself rather than against it, rather than trying to force things and go against your true natural inner rhythm that your body is trying to tell you. And this is really going to help for the long-term growth. So when we're thinking long-term, bigger picture, massive success and abundance in our businesses, and that is truly what I'm calling in right now, like massive long-term sustainable success and growth. This is really important to know because it's going to help you be able to do that so much easier. Okay. And I love tuning into seasons and working with them. So I always love to talk about seasons in our businesses, right? Your business is not always going to be like on and popping off consistently all the time, perfect uphill line, like linear going uphill at all times. And when it does, that's amazing. And we love that. And of course, that is the goal, but it's just not realistic for that to be the case all the time. There's going to be ebbs and flows. There's going to be ups and downs, the peaks and the pits, okay? You're going to have it all, but that's what makes it so magical and exciting. And you wouldn't understand your growth if you didn't have the down moments. So you truly do need them both. And I just love getting into the season, spring and summer, where seeds are being planted and there's nurturing. And then there's the winter where you're taking a step back, you're resting, you're reflecting. And then fall, when the harvest comes, the yeses come, the orders come. Okay. So, but we're going to talk about this on terms of it with our cycle. So a little crash course for those of you who don't really understand your cycle yet. And if you don't, that's okay. I didn't really start to learn about it until a few years ago when I downloaded an app. I use Flow, FLO, and I just have the free version and I just track when it starts and I have that. But you can get a subscription to it and it actually educates you and you can get into all those details. So I did that at first and now I just track when it starts so I can kind of see my month and see, okay, this is when my period is. Okay, these are going to be my down days. And then these 2 weeks are when I'm going to be booked and busy, up and at it, creating, forward facing, all that kind of stuff. So I'll get into this for you guys so you can do the same thing. So your menstrual phase, or yeah, your menstrual phase, when your period is happening, the day your period starts is your day one of your cycle. And then of course everyone is different. It can last 2 days, it can last 5 days. It's kind of up to everyone in their bodies, but it usually is around, up to 5 days of your period, right? Follicular and ovulation phase. So your follicular phase, this is when you're typically higher energy, you feel so much better, you feel a little more snatched, your hair is a little more shiny, your skin's a little bit more glowy, your acne's clearing up, like you're feeling better, you are energetic. This is where you really feel like you have your personality back, so to say. And then your ovulation is technically like one day is when you ovulate and then it all really goes downhill from there. So you have 2 weeks where it's like vibrant, energized. I'll give you guys some activity and ideas that you can do during that time to really maximize how you are feeling. And then it's your luteal phase, or when I say everything goes downhill, I don't want to put that seed in your guys' mind because that's not the truth. And sometimes it's good to not know because if you're not feeling low, then you don't need to tell yourself, oh, these are like my down days, because your luteal phase is like 10-ish days, right? Like it's a long time. It doesn't mean you need to be asleep and like take all those days off or anything like that at all. And again, I'm going to give you guys activities and ideas that so that you can utilize your luteal phase and work with your body at this time while still growing and succeeding and building and working with your body instead of against it. So this is like, yeah, around 10-ish days. Again, it totally depends on the person, but this is basically a week or so before your period starts. So this is when I believe this is when your estrogen is starting to drop. Progesterone is another hormone that's in there. I remember reading it on my app. I'm not an expert at like all the hormones and exactly what's happening, but I'm pretty sure when your estrogen is high, that's in your follicular phase, and that's when you're at your peak and you're like vibing, living life, da 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 da. And then it starts to go down in your luteal phase, and I think that's when progesterone starts. That might be wrong, but anyway, I'll have to go Google that yourself. Google that, you'll see why that's happening. So this is when a little bit of a lower mood. Sometimes you might just feel sad for no reason, the PMS, right? And I get sad for literally no reason. I'm like, I'm sad and there's no reason to be sad. Nothing happened. Life's really good. Things are going well, and I'll still just be sad. And again, it's just so nice to know, oh, I'm in this phase. It's okay. It's just my body literally just being the female body and doing what it does. I don't need to panic. I don't need to beat myself up. And just that peace of mind that this will give you of tracking your cycle and understanding that, you guys, if you do experience the PMS and those types of symptoms like that, it just gives you the peace of mind and and you'll feel happy again straight away just knowing that, being like, okay, no, I'm not going crazy or anything like that. So you also might not be feeling too social. You might not feeling like talking to people as much. Again, you might have that identity crisis. You might cry for no reason. Like I get a little more stressed for no reason or feel like crying for no reason. You just feel a little bit yuck, right? It can also affect your body where you feel like you're just puffier or you're just a little bit you're hungrier, right? You naturally will be hungrier and be craving different things and wanting to eat more things. Like all of that is so normal. You might start breaking out more. Like, isn't it great to be a woman? Isn't it great? So that is essentially a little crash course on what's happening, when it's happening, and then of course after the luteal phase, boom, your period starts. That is day one, and then you repeat the cycle every 28 days. Okay? So it's interesting because I feel like learning about it now and being so in tune with it. When I was working traditional jobs, when I was a student, obviously, and for so many of you guys are probably in other jobs and have commitments and have things you need to do, or maybe you're also in school. you need to show up there and you need to be we're taught to kind of show up every single day the same. Like we aim to be at 110% every single day, no matter what, because we need to be showing up for our responsibilities, our jobs, our kids, our school, our whatever every single day. So you kind of just go through it and you just do it anyways. And yeah, I just feel like since becoming a full-time entrepreneur, I've become so much more in tune with my body because I do have more choice over what I do in the day and what my schedule is like, which is such a blessing. I'm so grateful for that. And if you guys, I'm suspecting a lot of you guys are also entrepreneurs if you tune into my podcast episodes, because that's really what I'm speaking about. So you likely have the same thing. So this is really for you guys who can work and create your schedules to mesh well with your body. But even if you are, you got things on the calendar you need to show up for and the days are really, really full, it can still be very nice just to have that peace of mind and understand your body so that you can support yourself better, maybe with extra self-care, maybe with, deciding to say no to plans on that weekend because you know you're not going to be feeling very social. Things like that, right? That can be really, really helpful. So I also need to say, like, during a season of pushing for a large goal, okay? This is what I like to dive into with you guys and talk about with you guys is that run towards a goal when you are going to promote in your network marketing business, right? If you are, there's just something coming up and you are in that season and in that zone of doing that, still, you guys, not every single day you're going to feel 110%. Okay. You might actually, when you are pushing and running for a goal, and you are hustling and you are all in and the fire is in you, the animal's out of the cage and you are going and you feel that and you have decided on that, which I hope you guys are in this zone for your goals right now, that when this is happening, you're still not going to jump out of bed every single morning excited. And honestly, when you are, going through that time of the month for yourself, you're in your luteal phase, your period's coming or you're on your period or whatever, your little mentee bees might be even worse than they normally are because energy is heightened. You are heightened, and that's okay. Okay? It's okay to not feel like your best self every single day and continue to go for those goals anyway, you guys. And I think just having that permission and that peace of mind and knowing that is just helpful because you can feel so alone or you can feel like something's wrong with you or feel like that's a sign you shouldn't be going so hard. Like, no, it's just your body doing what your body is doing. So during a crunch time, like when you're nearing a deadline, right? If it's close to the end of the month, if it's the end of an earning period for a certain incentive or something like that, whatever it might be, and you are so fully decided on the goal that you have and you are doing what you are doing, that will conquer how you're feeling. Okay? That will conquer how you're feeling. Your belief, your energy, your commitment will all overpower how you're feeling short term because it is so short term. So, again, I don't want you to use this as an excuse for yourself if you're like, I can't run for this goal because at this time I'm going to be in my luteal phase. Like, you guys, this is just our life. We need to learn how to work with it and use it to our advantage to succeed even more. It shouldn't be something that holds you back or makes you step back at all. This in particular is for the long-term sustainability and growth. The majority of the days that you're having, right? But in such a season where it's a go season, you're in this clear zone, you are running for this goal. I don't want anyone to ever think that their goals, especially in the space profession that I'm in with network marketing, that it is something that happens organically because it's not. Consistency is so important, and you should be showing up and you should be doing something for your business every day. And like I talk about these sorts of things all of the time, but you need to be able to switch it on, to switch on that drive and switch on that energy and switch on that hunger and go getter energy and remind yourself of that every single day when you are in that space and time. But then when you've achieved the goal, when you've hit that milestone in that place and you're building through that, your months, your seasons, your years of just consistent flow where you're not hustling and you're not running and you're not go, go, go. That's the point, right? Is to get to the place where you don't need to do that anymore. Incredible. You need to learn that consistency and flow, and that's when you can really start to work even more with your cycle. Okay. So, uh, yeah, so for me, I used to do the same things every day, and then I would beat myself up on the days if I didn't get as much done, right? So you want to be better every single day, 1% better every single day, get everything done, conquer this crazy to-do list every single day. And then on the days where I was, and like some days that's great, right? When I'm in my follicular phase, which is coming up for me right now, I'm gonna be like, boom, bam, bang. Give me a solid to-do list, give me a project, give me a challenge, and let's 10x. Let's rally this day. Let's like book all the calls. Like that should feel so good when you're in that flow and work with your hormones in that way too, you guys. And again, there might be some luteal days where that is the case, or I got a big project that needs to get done. I just recently got back into acting out here in my new city, and auditions are starting to come in, and I gotta learn lines, and it's a 4-day turnover, and I don't have the time or the luxury to be like, I'll submit that next week when I'm like, energy's good and I'm looking prettier. It's like, we got to do it right now. And that's fine because the energy of that goal and that deadline will pull me up and out of there. And that can really become focus where I don't need to go conquer the whole to-do list. I can just focus on what I need to focus on, right? So if it's a big business goal as well, same thing. Focus on what you need to focus on. Don't add the social plans with your friends. You don't need to go out that weekend with your friends when you know you have this priority, this goal that really, really matters to you, and you're not going to be feeling that social anyway. You need to save your energy and preserve it for what matters during that time. Okay. Just giving you guys so many different ideas, but maybe you can relate to like beating yourself up for not getting as much done or not being as on that day as you would have liked to be. So something I recommend doing is making a luteal list and then a follicular list. Also, I don't know if I'm saying the words with perfect pronunciation. So sorry if I'm not, but this is just how I'm going to say them. Luteal phase, follicular phase, okay? And you're going to have lists for each. So on your so it's basically about learning how to be productive in both ways during these seasons. So in a luteal list of activities that you can do, this is when you can get more so behind the scenes, which is really, really important. Like behind the scenes is probably more important than front of the scenes for a lot of people. A lot of people are very good at the front of the scenes, content creation, doing calls, like things like that, but forget to do a lot of the BTS. So this is a really good time to channel that energy. So this is when you can be, rather than being on your social media and talking on your story or taking calls, this could be when you're doing follow-ups in your DMs. Can be when you go through your networking community on all of your social media platforms and actually connect with people and actually say hello and make these mutual connections. Or this can be when you touch base with your clients for restocks. This can be when you maybe prep some content on the back end that's written content. I don't know, right? It's like you're not filming yourself during these days, but you're writing the back end. So it's just those things and everyone's different, of course. So what makes sense for you when you know you're gonna be a little more low mood, you're not gonna be feeling as good, but you still want to be maximizing what you could be doing and growing your business, just shift the things that you're doing. You don't need to go live every single day. I did do that at one point in my business and it was great for growth, and those are great challenges. And if you have those challenges, you guys still do them. I don't want to tell you to take them off the list and no, just because you're PMSing not to do these things, like you can still do those things. You can do it all, you can have it all. Again, this is long term flow that you can start to incorporate in. So those are just some ideas of things that you can do. You can book and plan calls. You can start to get them in the calendar. Say it's a Monday and you're in the depths of your period or your luteal phase or whatever. Say, okay, great. Let's book. Here's my schedule for Thursday or Friday, which works. And you can start to book those calls for when you know you're going to be feeling really good, really energetic. Or sometimes calls when you're in your luteal phase is actually really nice because I'll just do phone. I can be chilling in my sweatpants like this, and just moseying around the house or doing whatever, right? So make it make sense for you, make it work for you. And then follicular list things can be the front-facing content, batch creating, you talking to the screen, recording podcast episodes, right? I wrote my episodes last week and then I'm filming them now when I'm really feeling a lot more social, a lot more energized, feeling better about myself, like those sorts of things, right? So you can be doing events, going and connecting with people, going to events, hosting events. You can be just doing those things that you do when you are higher energy or just booking up your days. You can still do the behind the scenes, and as you should still be doing behind the scenes work as well, but you can probably accomplish more of it just because you got some more fuel in your tank, like really utilize those times and those things. Like it's just going to help you at the end of the day. So, let's see. Yeah, so again, I did write down here, and I know we've touched on this a few times because I just want to make it so clear. Don't use your cycle as an excuse to do nothing, right? I love the motto, follow the plan, not your mood. That was a whole motto that I utilized last year, which obviously paid off last year, 2025, if you don't know, was a very abundant year for me. A lot of goals were met. It was a year where my like container of what's possible for myself that I chose to expand that. And I expanded it in really, really big ways. But that was a decision that I needed to make outside of how I felt. Even on the days I didn't feel like doing it, it was a decision that I made, which overpowered a lot of the things that I would have felt if I hadn't made that decision, right? I would have just went in my mood, oh, I don't really feel like it. Oh, I'm just going to cancel this. Oh, I don't really want to go to that. Like none of that was happening. I was really locked into that. But this is going to allow you to shift how you're working so that you can enhance your results. You can utilize this to enhance everything and to feel better about yourself as well. At the end of the day, you guys, your business growth and your success is fully based on your energy, where your energy is at, how you're channeling that energy, how you're communicating that energy with other people. Like that is how business grows. That's it. When your energy is up and on and high and dialed, your business is growing. Money is an energy currency. The more energy you are in, the better energy, right? The quality of energy that you are in, it's higher, it's better, it's richer, literally. You are going to attract more. You are going to take more action, which attracts more, brings in more results. You're going to earn more money. You're going to be more successful, right? So it's just how can we nurture our energy each and every single day working in alignment with our bodies, with our inner energy, I hope this is making sense. But I don't feel like I know it because I've been doing it. When you really get into this dance with yourself, where you're on the same beat and the same rhythm, your energy feels so much better when normally you'd be down in the dumps thinking you're all depressed, thinking you're sad for no reason, you're crying for no reason, then you're beating yourself up, and then you lay in bed for 3 days because you feel like crap about it. It's like, oh, I actually understand why I'm feeling this way. Boom, your energy goes up because you understand why you are feeling that way and you don't need to beat yourself up anymore. You can romanticize it. You can utilize it. You can say, "Oh, it's okay. Let's work with this. Let's do a BTS day. Let's get in the back end, cozy up on our couch. Let's take it easy. Let's not go out and do crazy things this weekend. Let's just take care of ourselves. Let's go for a long walk. Oh, I haven't done that in a long time. That's going to make me feel better." You're just going to make decisions to support you, which is what we want. Okay? Uh, and yes, if things are already scheduled, obviously show up regardless of how you feel. You'll be glad you did every single time, but just don't pile it on, right? If you have a team training call that you host every single week, you're still gonna host the call. You're gonna get it together and do that anyways, regardless of how you feel. If you already have an event, you're gonna go and you're gonna show up. You'll be so glad you did. You don't just want to take everything off the map, but again, don't pile it on. Don't make that the huge to-do list day. Don't go crazy. Take care of yourself and your energy, but always show up for the things that you said you were gonna do. So important. So, what I have been doing, yeah, have an app. I love Flow. I think there's so many, there's probably so many out there. Track your cycle and learn about it with each cycle. And check in with you even before you look at the app, right? So I've actually been writing down in my journal. I need to talk about this with you guys at the end. A little sneak peek of the 90-day journal that is going to be released soon. I will write at the top of it, like, okay, cycle day 3, cycle day 20, whatever, and which phase I'm in, just so that I know. And I'm like, okay, how are we feeling? Check in with myself and feel the vibes and run with that as well as you touch in and you start to feel it within your body. You won't even need to look at the app eventually, right? I can just tell where I am in my body and in my cycle just based off of how I'm feeling without looking at anything, because you get so in alignment when you're aware of it as well. And let's see. Yeah, I take the rest day when I can feel it and I can feel like, oh, we haven't taken a rest day in a hot minute. Okay, I need some time away from my phone, or I need some time talking to literally no one, not even my fiance. I need to switch it off. I can feel that, right? And I will honor that and I will take that time to step back and then have the intention of coming back to it either later on that day or the next day or after the weekend, whatever. Like you guys know. Your girl loves to rest. I rest every single day. I go to bed at such a reasonable hour so that I never feel like burnt out, like I've pushed it too hard or anything like that, because it's a just a consistency that I try to maintain of rest. But then of course, those rest days, those full days off, so important, especially as an entrepreneur, because you can go, 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 and there is no such thing as rest day. And especially when you are so obsessed with what you do. Like I quite literally could just go, 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 go and continue because it is just such a piece of my lifestyle, I feel. Uh, your body is really loud when you actually sit, breathe, listen internally, and work with yourself. It's true. Sitting and just hands on your heart, hands on your belly, and just like I'm like cross-legged right now. It's my favorite. And just sit and like breathe in. Okay, where are we at? What do we feel? What do we need? Your body will scream at you, girl, I need water. Like you haven't drank water in 6 days. Like, what are we doing? Or I need a walk, or I need to smash out a project. Like, let's go crazy. Oh, I need a rest day. Like, your body will tell you exactly what it needs. Luteal menstrual, I do back end and I rest. I sleep more. I definitely sleep more. Like I'm not waking up at 5 a.m. for the most part during those days. I'm just letting myself have more rest, more sleep. I give myself more grace. I do makeup free days. I clean my home more, do baths and spa appointments. So little things like that too. Like this is when I'll putter around the house and do a little bit of cleaning, like just things off my phone as well, and take care of my space. I also heard somewhere that like the week before your period is when you kind of get into the nesting zone, because your period is when your body is ready to like release the egg. It's ready to, right, be pregnant. So your internal instincts is nest. Oh, when you randomly, oh, I want to clean the house. Oh, I want to make this nice. Oh, I want to do all the laundry, make everything smell really, really good and just make my home really nice. Like that will happen when you are about to have your period. So I'll honor those and do just like little nice things like that that feel really, really good. Focus on behind the scenes, admin, get to emails or messages I've put off. That's a huge one when like just those things that you haven't done, you need to do. I will do those things. I will dig into messages, follow up, implement new systems behind the scenes. This is when I'm a actual weapon of implementing new systems into my business is always during a luteal phase and we're on my period for whatever reason. That's just, I think I'm just horizontal more, I'm lying more, but my brain's on for whatever reason. That's just like when I will do that. So maybe that's something that you can channel into as well. If there's been like some, I don't know, edits for your team you've been needing to be doing or whatever it might be, that could be a good time to do that. Make graphics. Again, it's just behind the scenes. You're not front facing. This is a good time to plan. I'll plan new podcast episodes, content ideas, events, calls, get them scheduled. And luteal, I wrote, is an autumn season. So I'm going to come back around to this as we go through. Luteal is your autumn season. It's also a great learning time. You can read more. You can binge consume podcasts or training calls. I don't recommend binging just movies and TV all day. Of course, every now and then that feels really, really good. But if that happens too often, you kind of get sucked into it and you're not actually going to feel much better. You're not going to feel like you've rested. Your eyes are just going to hurt. So make sure you do that in small doses. And it is a really, really good time to learn. And then you can implement that when you come back into it, when you are in your follicular phase. It's like you've consumed all of this amazing new knowledge. It's really great. Yeah, I wrote you naturally won't feel as pretty or glowy or energetic. You'll feel more lethargic. So again, this should just release the pressure when you're stressed about it as well. This has calmed me. It's giving me permission to hibernate when I feel that deep pull. Menstrual cycle, period begins. This is winter. Winter is short, okay? Short winters. This is when, if you really do struggle with like cramps, the back pain, the breast pain, things like that, rest. Like your body needs to rest. It's gonna take you out and it's gonna say, we are resting right now. Rest, you guys, 1 to 2 days, the first day or two. I know for me, usually on the first day, at least for like majority of the day, I usually get better by the end of it, but uh it can be pretty bad sometimes, right? And you just need to chill. Naps, baths, no workouts, long walk usually feels really good. And again, if I have energy during that time, I will implement a new system for business and just stay in my comfies all day and build behind the scenes. And that's really, really great. Follicular phase, period ends. This is 14 days when you get your personality back. Just the best way to put it, you come alive. You feel like finally washing your hair, dressing cute, making plans. And I wrote, women can build empires in these 2 weeks. You can do the work of 10 people in those 2 weeks when you really get with your flow and your energy. It's fun, it's exciting. Do the things, socialize, go on stories, create content. I already talked about all of this. Execute. This is when you execute. Follicular phase is spring. That's not English. Planting strong seeds for new fruit. Oh, yeah. Planting strong seeds for new fruit. You are on, you're there, you're going, you're planting, 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 planting. You're doing the work. You are in there, you are doing that work. 10x, let's go. Going out with people, looking hot, enjoy, have fun, da 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 da. Ovulation phase is summertime. This is when you're at your peak and you basically just keep riding that same energy. The weather's hotter, you're like, let's go. And then go back into fall, luteal phase, right? This is when you can reap your harvest. Fall ain't so bad, you guys. This is when you can reap your harvest. When you use your energy correctly and you build during your follicular phase, you can rest, go inward, and reap amazing rewards. When you align, when you're chilling and you just take a hot minute, you guys, you've done the work. You put in that work and you do this consistently over time and you go into that back end and then you do those follow-ups from those planted seeds. You do that nurturing, you do that reconnection, whatever it might be. That is when the fruit can happen, okay? Not every single day needs to look the same, feel the same. They will not be perfect. They will be very, very different month to month as well, right? It's 28 days, so it's not even like, oh, on the 15th, I know this is when like my period starts. It's every 28 days, so it's always going to be changing. So it's really never going to be the same. And I wrote here, you are literally a star in the universe. You have phases like the moon and the sun, and you have seasons like we do with the weather. Let's honor this and let's work in alignment with it because isn't that just such a beautiful thing? You know, working with ourselves, honoring ourselves, even just that idea and that thought just feels so much better and calmer and nicer, even when we're on the struggle bus a little bit sometimes, which we are sometimes, you know? Then this is going to help you stop working against it when you're tuned into yourself, right? When you're feeling unmotivated and moody and you don't know why, it creates this resistance and resentment. And it's just because you don't know your body. That's the only reason that's happening. When you know your body, you can vibe with it and you can work with it. So, you guys, this was a full one, but I really hope it was helpful and share this with your friends, your team who maybe have these dips and you see and you're like, this is probably what you need. Like, share that with them. And I also said I was going to touch on this for the end of this with you guys. My Elevated Lifestyle 90-Day Goals Journal. This is not available yet at the time of this podcast launching, but it's coming soon. I'm doing some little tweaks and I just want to show you guys the main pages inside. I share it on my Elevated Lifestyle Co. Instagram when there's updates and stuff like that. But one page is little Simple, simple prompts for the morning and night, and then your tasks of the day over here. There's a little box to share your wins. There's a little box for extra notes, and then key things that you guys are going to be able to go through. Top three priorities to start your day, extras to dos. I've been writing just like my network marketing work day in here. These are like top three priorities, like get them done first. This is key. Some days on the luteal days, you guys, I just have three priorities and I'm like, everything else does not matter. Get those done. It's just really helpful, you know? Money making actions to get a little bit more specific with that, and then self-care actions as well to make sure you are truly taking care of yourself every single day. And then there's other little things like in the middle, at the end, at the beginning, there's like a whole basically identity building section. So it's definitely workbook, notebook 5, and it's just very simple. This will not be on it. If you guys are watching, it just says not for resale. It's a watermark, so it's just going to be like clean without the little band around it. So she's coming, you guys. March 2026, sometime in March. I will keep you guys updated on social media. If you guys are wanting your 90-day journal to support your growth, I'm so excited for it and to bring it to you guys. And again, I appreciate you all being here and tuning in every single week. Make sure you've rated this 5 stars. It helps me continue to pump these out, and make sure to take a screenshot and tag me at It's Amy Griffith or at My Elevated Lifestyle Co. on Instagram so I can see which episodes you guys love. Mwah! I love you all so much. Have an amazing rest of your day. I'll see you next week.